I went to a Texas Association for Symphony Orchestras conference and out in Midland area. And the night of the concert, we always have a concert by their orchestra, whichever town that we're in. And they said, dress casually because we're going to the Air Force Museum. And they made a big deal out of dressing casually. So we get there, and in this museum is a rock and roll band playing with the symphony. And I looked around the room, and there were all ages, from literally 5 to 90. I mean, it was just amazing. And I thought, what, this would be great to bring to Marshall. And at that time, we were revitalizing our downtown, and we were trying to do things downtown. And I said, wouldn't it be neat to look back at the courthouse and hear our orchestra and have pretty much like a street party involve the local local restaurants, the local shops, and get people downtown. So that was our goal. And I went to first to Lenny Kassinger, and I said, can the symphony do this? It's classic rock. We'll have all the scores. And he said, sure, we can do this. And so the first year, went to the city, went to the Arts Council because we needed the volunteers to help, because it ends up being, at least a 4-day event without the extra things that we've added. And the Arts Council joined us, and we combined forces, and the city allowed us to do it, and they allowed us to drill holes in the concrete for this huge tent that we bring in every year to cover the orchestra, where our expensive instruments do not get wet if it rains.
Good point.
And so that's pretty much how it started.
And so this is the 12th year, and since that time, the concerts, even though they've been different classic rock, the band that you saw and that you brought in for this is a band out of Canada called Jeanson Classics, and they've certainly performed with the Marshall Symphony for many years. They've also, in fact, I found out about them by going to a Marshall Symphony concert, I think probably the second year that that you did the event, and I started bringing them from time to time up to South Arkansas as well. And they're very versatile. They cover a whole range of classic rock. This year, however, there's been some discussion about trying to do something different, but the same but different. So that's kind of what we're doing here. So we're looking at a country music concert, which fortunately Peter Brennan had scored a program called Heartland. But rather than bring the Jeanson Classics band down and their singers, we decided to take a more local approach. And I remember, Tiffany, I was part of the meeting along with the rest of the committee putting this together back in December, and the idea came up about doing in this day and age where we have things like American Idol and The Voice and all of that, to do something more along those lines. And so why don't you talk a little bit now about how this one is coming together?
Okay, well, we did want to change it up a little this year. Everyone enjoys the downtown concert. The city, I think, really, it's the premier event for the city. But we wanted to just kind of spice it up a little bit. And like you said, we decided to use local talent. And we have so many country and western talented people in and around the area. And a lot of good singers come from this area. And so we decided to open it up, like you said, to auditions. And, of course, we have just a wide range of music. Of course, we do have a song list, and you need to be able to sing one of those songs from the song list. But we have auditions that start on Friday, August the 2nd, which is this Friday.
This Friday.
At OS2. And we have judges, and it'll be a little bit like The Voice, although this is called Voices. You will sing your song. We will have karaoke music at that time, or you can, bring your own guitar if you would like to do that. But I would say try to sing one from the song list. I know that Kermit says you do not have to do that, and he may ask you to try out for another song. But come Friday, August the 2nd at OS2, downtown Marshall at 7 o'clock. And then on Friday, August the 16th, we have another audition, which is both of these are qualifying, at Telegraph Park at 7 p.m. And then the final audition will be on Friday, August the 30th at Legends at 8 p.m. And whomever comes out of that winning, will have the great opportunity to perform with the Marshall Symphony under the direction of Kermit Poling.
I've heard of him. And that concert date is going to be in September 21st. This concert has always traditionally taken place on the third Saturday of September, and that is the case this time around. There's a whole week of events leading up to it, and in fact, you'll be able to hear the singers, maybe not necessarily singing exactly the same program, but on Friday evening with the band, you'll be able to hear them. Saturday night, of course, is with the orchestra. So most of the songs that are on the set list, and it's from this Heartland set list that we are renting from Peter Brennan, who's the guy from Genes and Classics. He's giving us his blessing to use his music. So you have people like Vince Gill and Carrie Underwood songs. There are some classics. Jolene, Dolly Parton is on the list. There's some Alison Krauss, Miranda Lambert. My brother would like that. He's a big Miranda Lambert fan. So the entire list of, looking quickly on here, is about 19 songs or so, is on the audition form. Now, you can see the audition form. If you go to MarshallSymphony.com, you can download it there. There are also other places to get the form as well. You can go to the Marshall Regional Arts Council if you want to do that. I think most of the Hanson radio stations have them at their sites.
Yes.
Where else are they?
Well, they're on the MarshallSymphonyAlso.com.
On the website.
You can actually come to the audition and register at the audition, but we would really, if you can do that ahead of time, that would be great, because the people that do register ahead of time go at the beginning, and then we'll fill in as we go. It'll be probably 7 till 9. We won't do auditions after 9 because the judges need to have their meeting and consult.
Oh, I thought you were going to say need to sleep. No.
Well, they do need to sleep as well. But yeah, you can find that song list, or feel free, as always, to you can telephone. Call me at 903-926-4413, 903-926-4413, and I'll be glad to email that song list to you as well.
So I would say, even if you perhaps think, oh, I'm not going to sing for something like that, you probably have friends that you know are really good that would love the opportunity to try out. You need to pass the word on to them. Have them go to the Marshall Symphony site, or if they're in the Marshall area, pick up one of the forms and try out. And really, the 2nd and the 16th, so this Friday and then Friday the 16th, are pretty open in terms of repertoire. Yes, it would probably be an advantage, I don't know, of singing what's on the actual list, but in any case, the judges want to hear your voice. The one on the 30th, the one on Friday the 30th at Legends, now that you do have to perform from the list, and for the finals, that is the finals, we're actually going to have the band that will be part of this going together, and we're putting together our own band. So it'll be a great opportunity for whoever tries out, whoever gets to come to that, to be able to sing with a nice live band as well.
Yes, and now you see a lot of country and western singers, as well as other genres too, singing with symphonies nowadays. It's really popular, and it's really an honor. So think about that. I mean, it's not just a band; it's a whole orchestra behind you, and I'm sure most of these people will be people that have their own bands, and but not their own orchestras.
Not their own orchestras. This is true. Well, here's the thing. This is something that really only started developing within the last, I would say, about 20 years or so. That the idea of doing this, and of course there are some big bands that started doing this and got a lot of attention for it. Metallica comes to mind. In Shreveport, we did a big event with Kenny Wayne Shepherd that was done at Municipal Auditorium here. This is some years ago, and but these were like one-off things. And of course, symphonies have been playing Pops concerts for a long, long time as well. And there are many, many great Pops artists who have charts created so they can do their songs with a symphony orchestra. But in terms of the rock and roll music and really, in the case of Jeans and Classics, I'll say they're not really a tribute band per se. They're a cover band because they cover so many different bands. They're not the ones that dress up in the costumes,
Right.
but they do a great job of covering this music. They're kind of we're on the leading edge of these concerts, and they perform all over the world. And Marshall, in this region, the Marshall Symphony was really kind of the catalyst for other orchestras falling in place. Now we all do them.
Yeah.
But I really do think that at least in this region, it started with the Marshall Symphony.
I think it probably did, and I know Longview actually did it last year. Was their first year. Actually, they brought in Jeans and Classics last year as well. But we kind of paved the way, and it's really worked out well for us in our community. And like I said, it's the event of the year. It's you come downtown, you don't dress up, you come. It's hot, so you wear comfortable clothing, and you can come listen to wonderful music. Eat. We have tables set up that we sell sponsorship tables, and the local restaurants bring food to the tables. And if you want to dance, you can dance, and you can get up. And there's spirits that you can purchase right there at the some of the local restaurants. So it's just a wonderful time, and it's a lot of fun. And then Friday night will be fun as well. So it'll be interesting to see.
Sure.
These performers that are chosen, they will get to play on the street on Friday night as well.
Yeah, just to mention, and granted we're a little bit away from the weekend of September 21st, but during that week, so on the Wednesday, late morning, 11:30, there's a Dixieland event that'll be happening. We'll be doing one of our Meet Your Orchestras, actually this coffee with the conductor thing at Central Perks with me, and I'd love to meet you if you want to come out, and we'll talk a little bit about the season, talk a little bit about the concert. And I'm hoping that maybe we can, depending on the schedules of whoever wins. I mean, this is the thing, we can't say who they are because we have no idea at this point, but maybe they would join us.
Fabulous.
We know. Well, they have. Well, that's the thing about doing an audition, is that we're going to end up with great singers, but we won't know how many. It could be a couple of singers. It could be 19 singers. There are 19 songs, and we'll find that out as the auditions progress. That's part of the fun of doing that. But there'll be a coffee with the conductor on the Thursday. There'll be the Friday opportunity it'll be a concert, not exactly the same either as Saturdays, with the band, and that'll be a free event, by the way. All of these are free events. The Saturday evening, of course, is the big thing with the orchestra, and by then they'll have rehearsed with the orchestra and be ready for that show. But it is a great experience, and if you've not spent any time in downtown Marshall, it's just a beautiful downtown, and at least from the standpoint of where this is set up on Washington, you can just walk around and just look at the beautiful courthouse and the shops and all of that. It's a nice place.
There are places to eat, places to shop, and please come down. And the auditions, all these auditions take place in the downtown area. So it was important, I think, to the committee that we keep everything downtown as we've done since the beginning of this concert. So it'll all be downtown, so it won't be too hard to find.
And there's no charge to, as the auditions are taking place, there's no charge for people to come and A, enter, or B, for that matter, sit in and listen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's more of an opportunity. This kind of thing kind of spread out over a month and a half. Again, the first auditions are this Friday at 7 p.m. At OS2, which is just basically on the square there in downtown Marshall, near the courthouse. On the 16th at Telegraph Park, which in and of itself is an outdoor venue.
Yes.
And a lovely place for that. And I've never been in Legends for the final, so that'll be my introduction to get to hear that for the final auditions. So where again should people go to pick up, if they want to pick up the forms in person? Where do they go?
Okay, they can go to the Marshall Regional Arts Council, which is located in the Convention Center in Marshall, or they can, our office has them, the law office of Jim Ammerman at 209 West Rusk, or you can go online at marshallsymphony.com or marshallartscouncil.org, or you can call me at 903-926-4413, and I will be glad to email one of those forms to you.
All right. Well, this is going to be exciting. Voices, the Heartland concert, the concert itself, on the 21st of September, which is a Saturday evening. But the auditions, the tryouts, starting this Friday, 7 p.m. At OS2. And again, as Tiffany just mentioned, all the various places where you can pick up the forms. I think the easiest thing to do is just to go online and download it. It's a PDF. It's right on the very front page of the Marshall Symphony site, marshallsymphony.com. And you'll see the whole song list there. Even if you're just curious, take a look at it.
Yes, and they're also on Facebook as well. If you look on the Facebook pages of the Marshall Symphony and the Marshall Regional Arts Council, they are also on there.
All right, terrific. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Me
I can't
too.
wait to hear
fun.
who these are going to be. This is something that is, I would say, has never really been done.
No.
So again,
We're
something
paving
new.
the way again.
There you go. There you go. Tiffany Ammerman, who's on the board of the Marshall Symphony Orchestra, and has the instigator of how this all began a dozen years ago, and still working hard behind the scenes to keep it going. Thank you for being on the air.
Thank you, Kermit.
And if you are with an organization and you have an event coming up and you'd like to be featured on a future spotlight, get in touch with us at 800-552-8502.